Welcome, listener, to a journey that transcends the ordinary and touches the eternal. The divine law, master this, and the universe grants everything is not just a book. It's a sacred invitation to awaken the ancient wisdom within you. This is a story of remembering, of aligning with the unseen forces that shape reality, and of becoming a conscious co-creator with the universe. As we embark on this exploration, prepare to uncover the divine law, a universal principle that has whispered to humanity through ages, encoded in ancient symbols, carried on Himalayan winds, and etched into the pulse of your own heart. This is not about learning something new. It's about remembering what your soul has always known. Let's step through the doorway together. The book begins with a profound premise. The universe operates according to an unbreakable, radiant law, the divine law. This law is not a distant rulebook, but the very breath of creation, flowing through every moment, every thought, and every heartbeat. It's a force that responds to your deepest beliefs, aligning your reality with the vibrations you emit. Through stories of ordinary people, seamstresses, farmers, musicians, and midwives, the book reveals how this law manifests in daily life, transforming the mundane into the miraculous. The narrative is divided into three parts: the Great Awakening, the Sacred Alignment, and the Divine Embodiment, each guiding you deeper into mastery of this universal truth. Part 1. The Great Awakening, Remembering the Law. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, shimmering ocean, its waves whispering secrets you've always known but somehow forgotten. This is where we begin, listener, in Part 1. The Great Awakening, Remembering the Law from the Divine Law. Master this, and the universe grants everything. These opening chapters are not about learning a new philosophy, but about reawakening to a truth etched into your soul before the stars were born. The divine law, the book tells us, is the pulse of the cosmos, flowing through every moment, every thought, every heartbeat. It's not hidden in ancient texts or distant temples. It lives in the stillness between your thoughts, the hush of dawn, the rhythm of your breath. Through stories of ordinary people, seamstresses, journalists, farmers, and tailors, we'll explore how this law calls to us, urging us to remember our divine nature. Settle in for this journey, and let's step onto the golden path of awakening together. Chapter 1. The Whisper Beneath the Noise. In a small village nestled among rolling hills, Ella Laner sat at her worn wooden table, her needle threading through fabric as it had for years. The morning light streamed through her window, casting familiar shadows, but today felt different. As her hands danced their practiced rhythm, a whisper, so soft it could have been the wind through the curtains, stirred within her. It wasn't a voice she could name, yet its clarity pierced her heart, speaking words she couldn't grasp but somehow understood. This, the book tells us, is how the divine law first reaches us. In whispers, in nudges, in moments when something deeper than thought stirs. The divine law is not a loud proclamation. It's the quiet call of the universe, beckoning you to notice the synchronicities that have always surrounded you. Think of those moments in your own life. A book that seemed to choose you, a stranger's words that shifted your perspective, a dream that lingered long after waking. These are not coincidences, the book insists, but the law's gentle invitations to awaken. Ella Laner's story reminds us that the universe speaks first in whispers, and our task is to listen. The divine law operates ceaselessly, responding not to your spoken desires, but to the silent broadcasts of your deepest beliefs. When you feel a yearning for something more, you're hearing the law's eternal call. The book offers a practice to attune to these whispers. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and let your breath settle. Drift back through your life, noting moments when something seemed to call, a chance encounter, a persistent idea, a feeling of inexplicable knowing. These are the law's fingerprints, etched into your experience, inviting you to step into alignment with your true nature. Chapter 2. The Ancient Covenant. Across time, in a dusty attic, Walter ran his weathered hands over an old chest that once belonged to his grandfather. As the lid creaked open, time itself seemed to pause. Among faded photographs and heirlooms lay a leather-bound volume, its pages yellowed by centuries, its words pulsing with ancient wisdom. This discovery, the book tells us, was no accident. The divine law orchestrates such moments, opening doors to truths preserved through ages, from Egypt's mystery schools to India's sacred temples. The law, we learn, is not a modern invention but an eternal covenant, guarded by wisdom keepers who understood that consciousness shapes reality. Long before quantum physics confirmed that thought precedes manifestation, these sages encoded the law in symbols and metaphors, knowing that sincere seekers would find it. Walter's volume is a metaphor for the truth you carry within, a truth you don't learn but remember. The book challenges us to see ourselves as part of this lineage, rediscovering what our souls have always known. In a city library, Clara, a quiet librarian, unrolls a scroll tucked between two volumes. Its words shimmer, speaking directly to her soul, as if written for her alone. This moment echoes Walter's discovery, reinforcing that the law's truths are timeless, waiting for the moment you're ready to receive them. The book invites you to journal, to ask, what have I always felt was true, even if I couldn't prove it? Let your pen move without judgment, recovering a message from your soul. This practice connects you to the ancient covenant, aligning you with the eternal principles that govern creation. Chapter 3. The Hidden Thread. In 1930s Boston, Henry, a tailor, crafted garments with meticulous care. One autumn morning, a shimmer of gold caught his eye in a jacket he'd finished the night before. This thread, unstitched by his hands, wove through the seams, creating perfect alignment. As days passed, this mysterious thread appeared in more garments, as if an unseen seamstress were at work. The book uses Henry's golden thread to reveal a profound truth. Beneath the visible fabric of reality runs an invisible principle of creation, weaving your experiences with sublime precision. The divine law operates through alignment, not struggle. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions harmonize with your deepest intentions, you activate this golden thread of manifestation. Across town, June, a teacher, notices that her students' talents blossom when her heart is light, but dim when she carries worry. Her emotional state ripples into their reality, demonstrating the law's resonance. Your inner frequency, the book teaches, is a broadcast that the universe reflects back to you. To practice this, the book suggests a visualization. Each morning, imagine a golden thread emanating from your heart, connecting you to your desires. Feel its vibrant pulse, linking your consciousness to try. The book suggests a visualization. Each morning, imagine a golden thread emanating from your heart, connecting you to your desires. Feel its vibrant pulse, linking your consciousness to the creative force that guides planets and flowers alike. Henry's thread and June's resonance are one and the same, the visible evidence of an invisible law that weaves your intentions into reality. Chapter 4. The Nature of the Law. In a distant valley, Samuel tended his fields, his harvests meager for 7 years. One spring morning, inspired by his grandfather's words, "The earth listens to those who speak with faith," he began a ritual. At sunrise, he walked his fields, declaring, "This land is blessed. These seeds multiply abundantly." To passers-by, he might have seemed mad, but by autumn, his fields yielded a bountiful harvest, unlike any before. The book uses Samuel's story to illustrate the law's impartiality. It responds to your thoughts and words with the same reliability as gravity pulls an apple to the ground. Mabel, a midwife, discovers a similar truth. Noticing that difficult births align with her own tensions, she begins whispering blessings in the birthing room. This space is filled with peace. Life flows easily here. Complications decrease, not because she changed her medical practice, but because she aligned her energy with the law. The law, we learn, is impersonal, like electricity flowing through a circuit. It doesn't judge your intentions. It responds to the energy you emanate. To engage this principle, the book offers an affirmation. The law is working through me, even now. Speak it 3 times daily, not as a wish, but as a recognition of an eternal truth, stepping into conscious partnership with the law's creative power. Chapter 5. The Sacred Mirror. In a bustling city, Edith, a hairdresser, notices a pattern in her salon. On days when her heart is light, clients leave beaming, their glow beyond a fresh cut. On days clouded by worry, Even her best work leaves them dissatisfied. The book introduces the sacred mirror principle. The world reflects not your wishes, but the essence of your being. Edith's salon becomes a microcosm of this truth, thriving when she cultivates inner peace. Ruth, a boarding house manager, feels the weight of isolation until she realizes her loneliness is not imposed but reflected. By taking her tea in the common room, nurturing her own comfort, she shifts the house's atmosphere. Doors stay open longer, conversations linger, smiles replace nods. The book emphasizes that the law responds to your inner state, not your words alone. Affirmations fail if they contradict your true feelings, like ripples against a river's current. To align with this principle, the book suggests a morning ritual. Stand before a mirror, look into your eyes, and speak a truth that resonates with love. I am worthy. I am enough. This isn't positive thinking, but a moment of authentic alignment, strengthening your awareness of how the outer world mirrors your inner light. Chapter 6. The Power of Being. In an abandoned theater, Victor plays a grand piano, his fingers dancing in pure joy. No audience fills the dusty seats, yet the walls vibrate with his essence. The book teaches that the law responds not to what you do, but who you are. Victor's music, played for its own sake, attracts a lost traveler, whose awe spreads, filling the theater with listeners. His state of being, not his actions, manifests success. Louise, a baker, embodies this truth. Before dawn, she sits in gratitude, feeling abundance flow through her. Her bakery flourishes, customers drawn as if by an unseen hand. The book underscores that your identity is the mold for life's possibilities. To align with this, write a declaration of being. I am becoming. Let it flow from your deepest truth, not surface desires. Read it each morning, not as a goal, but as a reminder of who you truly are, shaping your reality from within. Chapter 7. The First Gate, Awareness. Along iron rails, Frank, a train conductor, begins a ritual. Before each stop, he pauses, closes his eyes, and whispers gratitude for the journey, the passengers, the motion itself. His days flow with grace, delays diminish, passengers smile, even the weather cooperates. The book introduces awareness as the first gate to the divine law. Without it, you create by default, trapped in unconscious patterns. With it, you plant deliberately, like a gardener choosing seeds. Marjorie, a homemaker, discovers this while washing dishes. Noticing her complaints and worries, she sees how they mirror her children's behavior. By speaking to herself with kindness, she shifts their home's harmony. The book offers a practice. Each hour, pause and ask, what am I creating with my focus? This question illuminates your creative process, transforming unconscious manifestation into conscious creation. As we close this exploration of the Great Awakening, you stand at the threshold of remembering. Ella Laner's Whispers, Walter's Ancient Volume, Henry's Golden Thread, Samuel's Abundant Fields, Edith's Glowing Salon, Victor's Radiant Music, and Frank's Graceful Journeys all point to one truth. The divine law is not outside you. It's the essence of your being. It speaks in whispers, weaves through your thoughts, and reflects your inner state. Awakening is not about acquiring power, but recognizing it within you. The book invites you to listen, to align, to become aware of the law's constant presence. As you move forward, carry this question: what is the universe whispering to me today? Let each moment be a step on the golden path, a remembrance of the divine law that has always been yours. Part 2. The Sacred Alignment, Living the Law. Now that you've awakened to the divine law, the second part guides you into alignment, living in harmony with its principles. The narrative shifts to practical application, offering rituals and practices to integrate the law into daily life. We begin with Frank, a train conductor whose gratitude rituals bring grace to his journeys. His story introduces the first gate, awareness. The book likens your mind to a garden. Your thoughts are seeds, and awareness allows you to plant deliberately. Marjorie, a homemaker, discovers that her internal dialogue shapes her family's harmony, reinforcing that awareness transforms unconscious patterns into conscious creation. The illusion of control is dismantled through Donald, a mechanic who learns that surrendering to the law's flow unlocks true power. Helen, a widow, finds that releasing her grip on her son's life allows his inner wisdom to shine. These stories reveal a paradox. Letting go of control amplifies your influence. The book introduces the divine dialogue, where the universe speaks through synchronicities, numbers, songs, or chance encounters. George, a telephone operator, and Betty, a florist, learn to recognize these signs, training their awareness to hear the universe's subtle language. The master key is revealed through Morris, who dreams of a golden key that unlocks all doors. This key is your aligned consciousness, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that match your desired reality. Dorothy, a seamstress, transforms her business by aligning with abundance, showing that the law responds to your inner certainty, not external effort. The narrative then explores the language of light, where Agnes, a teacher, and Clyde, a jazz musician, discover that their vibrational frequency, shaped by thoughts and emotions, molds reality. Your voice, your presence, becomes a creative force when aligned with truth. Desire is reframed as a divine spark, not a selfish whim. Beatrice, a hat maker, and Eugene, a hardware store owner, learn that their longings are the universe's guidance toward their highest purpose. The law of resonance, illustrated by Florence, a telegraph operator, and Archie, a newsboy, shows that your emotional frequency attracts matching experiences. The myth of lack is debunked through Dolores, who shares her last loaf and receives abundance, and Hank, whose generosity transforms his failing store. The law responds to your consciousness of abundance, not your focus on scarcity. Muriel, a nurse, uncovers hidden beliefs that shape her painful relationships, while Raymond, a salesman, rewrites his belief in unworthiness to attract success. The sacred pause, practiced by Mildred, a telephone operator, reveals that stillness is a fertile void where possibilities are born. The cycle of creation, ask, align, allow, receive, is illustrated by Rufus, a postman who restores his health through this rhythm. Finally, Greta, an actress, learns the alchemy of emotion, transforming anger into determination and sadness into compassion, showing that emotions are creative forces when consciously directed. Let deep dive the detail. We move from awakening to action, from remembering the divine law to living it with every breath, thought, and choice. This is where the whispers of the universe become your guide, where the golden thread of creation weaves through your daily life. The law is not a distant principle. It's a living force that responds to your alignment, your surrender, your presence. Through the stories of telephone operators, farmers, actresses, and taxi drivers, we'll explore how to embody the law's wisdom in the ordinary moments that shape your reality. Chapter 9. The Divine Dialogue. In a bustling telephone exchange, George sat before his switchboard, connecting calls as he had for 15 years. One morning, amidst the clicks and buzzes, he noticed something extraordinary. Calls seemed to answer questions he'd just pondered. Numbers appeared in meaningful sequences. Conversations carried messages meant for that moment. The book reveals a profound truth. The universe speaks in a language older than words, weaving messages into the fabric of everyday life. These synchronicities, books that open to the perfect page, songs with lyrics that mirror your thoughts, are not coincidences but cosmic correspondence, the divine law communicating through symbols and signs. Across town, Betty, a florist, observed patterns in her shop. Purple flowers arrived when she contemplated spiritual growth, yellow blooms when her mind was clear. The book teaches that the universe's language is poetic, speaking through feelings, nudges, and number sequences. To engage this dialogue, it suggests creating a synchronicity log. For 7 days, record every meaningful coincidence, repeated number, or significant encounter. This practice trains your awareness to hear the universe's subtle voice, transforming random events into a sacred conversation. Chapter 10. The Master Key Revealed. In the quiet hours before dawn, Morris, a craftsman, awoke from a dream of endless corridors, each door yielding to a single golden key pulsing with light. This vision unveiled the master key of the divine law, your aligned consciousness. The book teaches that when your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs align with your desired reality, you unlock every door in existence. This isn't a metaphor but a practical truth. as real as a key fitting a lock. Dorothy, a seamstress, discovered this key through a simple practice. Struggling to grow her business, she began whispering, "I am worthy of prosperity. The universe flows through me as infinite supply." As her inner alignment strengthened, clients and opportunities appeared, her talents recognized in ways she hadn't imagined. The book offers a ritual. For 21 days, declare, "I now hold the master key. I align. I allow. I receive." Speak these words not as a wish, but as a recognition of your inherent power, turning the key to new possibilities. Chapter 11. The Language of Light. In a sunlit classroom, Agnes noticed that when her voice carried warmth, her students' faces brightened, learning flowed effortlessly. On days tinged with worry, a shadow dimmed the room. The book introduces the language of light. Your thoughts and emotions are vibrations that shape reality. Every thought creates an electrical charge, every emotion a magnetic field, together forming the mold for your experiences. This is the physics of consciousness, not mere metaphysics. Clyde, a jazz musician in New Orleans, found this truth through his saxophone. In despair, he played until his music shifted his energy, attracting better gigs and blossoming relationships. The book suggests choosing a word of power, radiance, clarity, or abundance, and speaking it aloud 5 times daily, feeling its vibration resonate in your cells. This practice tunes your frequency, aligning you with the universe's creative field, transforming your world as it did for Agnes and Clyde. Chapter 12. The Divine Spark of Desire. Beatrice, a hatmaker, crafted delicate brims while a quiet longing stirred for a life among open hills. She dismissed these desires as unworthy until the book reframed them. Pure desire is the universe's messenger, guiding you to your highest expression. Eugene, a hardware store owner, ignored his urge to paint until he honored it, creating art that touched lives. The book teaches that authentic desires are sacred, not selfish, carrying seeds of service. To connect with this spark, the book suggests journaling. What do I truly desire, and where might it be sacred? Write without judgment, noticing desires that feel expansive and alive. These are the universe's breadcrumbs, leading you to your purpose, as Beatrice and Eugene discovered. Chapter 13. The Law of Resonance. Florence, a telegraph operator, emerged from melancholy by focusing on life's small joys, the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of her telegraph key. Soon, messages of joy crossed her desk. Life is beautiful beyond measure. The book explains resonance. Your vibrational signature attracts matching experiences. Archie, a newsboy, shifted from resignation to seeing himself as a connector of stories, his genuine energy drawing customers and tips. The book offers a practice. Hourly, rate your emotional state from 1 to 10, using breath, music, or movement to shift lower frequencies. This isn't mood management, but vibrational architecture, aligning your energy with your desires, as Florence and Archie did. Chapter 14. The Myth of Lack. In 1932, Dolores shared her last loaf and soup with travelers, waking to baskets of food from neighbors. The book debunks the myth of lack. Scarcity is a veil of limited thinking. Hank, a grocer, offered credit and farming tips during tough times, transforming his store into a hub of abundance. The law responds to your consciousness of fullness, not your focus on lack. The book suggests a practice. Perform one spontaneous act of giving, sharing something you value from joy, not duty. Notice how generosity dissolves scarcity, revealing the universe's infinite supply, as Dolores and Hank experienced. Chapter 15. The Hidden Belief. Muriel, a nurse, uncovered a childhood belief. Love always hurts, shaping her painful relationships. Raymond, a salesman, realized his belief. Success is for others, kept his pockets empty. The book teaches that beliefs are spiritual blueprints, directing the law's manifestations. To shift this, write a recurring life pattern and ask, what must I believe to attract this? Craft the opposite belief, like I am worthy of love, and hold it with conviction, as Muriel and Raymond did, aligning with a new reality. Chapter 16. The Sacred Pause. Mildred, a telephone operator, found stillness amid the chaos of her switchboard. In these pauses, she discovered a fertile void where possibilities are born. The book teaches that the law operates most powerfully in stillness, not constant action. Howard, a metalworker, paused after his factory closed, allowing inspiration to reveal new paths. The book offers a practice. For 5 minutes daily, sit quietly, breathing with the mantra, in the pause, I receive. Let thoughts pass like clouds, aligning with the creative silence where manifestation begins. Chapter 17, The Cycle of Creation. Ella Laner, now weaving golden threads, noticed a rhythm in her creations. Ask, align, allow, receive. The book presents this cycle as the law's divine order. Rufus, a postman, applied it to restore his health, asking for vitality, aligning through visualization, allowing by releasing control, and receiving through unexpected guidance. The book suggests a ritual. Light a candle, write a clear intention, feel its reality, release attachment, and declare openness to receive, participating in the universe's eternal dance. Chapter 18, The Alchemy of Emotion. Greta, an actress, found her portrayed emotions weaving into her life. The book teaches that emotions are energy in motion, fueling manifestation when aligned with thought. Willard, a factory worker, transformed suppressed anger into passionate purpose, unlocking his potential. The book suggests a morning practice. Identify your dominant emotion, ask what it's creating, and redirect it toward your highest good, harnessing its transformative power as Greta and Willard did. Chapter 19, The Practice of Presence. Lucille, a war survivor, savored moments of peace, transforming her life with job offers and kind neighbors. The book emphasizes that the law responds to your present vibration. Ned, a telegraph technician, healed by being fully present with his work sensations. The book suggests choosing a daily activity, like brushing your teeth, and performing it with full awareness, accessing your point of power in the eternal now. Chapter 20, The Soul's Compass. Alma, a piano tuner, felt an inner knowing guide her hands, extending to life decisions like new routes leading to opportunities. Bert, a taxi driver, trusted his intuition to avoid danger. The book teaches that intuition is the law's direct line, speaking through subtle signals. The practice: ask a clear question, sit in silence, and record the first response, word, image, or feeling, trusting its wisdom without judgment. As we close the sacred alignment, you stand as a conscious co-creator, weaving the divine law into your life. George's synchronicities, Dorothy's master key, Agnes's vibrant classroom, and Lucille's present moment all reveal that alignment is not effort but surrender, not control but trust. The law responds to your frequency, your emotions, your presence. Through rituals, journaling desires, pausing in stillness, speaking words of power, you align with the universe's infinite intelligence. Carry these practices forward, listener. Ask, how can I align today? Let each step be a dance with the law, transforming your reality with the grace of conscious creation. Part 3, The Divine Embodiment, Becoming the Law. The final part invites you to become the law itself, embodying its principles so fully that your presence transforms reality. Sherman, a miner trapped underground, discovers that surrendering to the present moment reveals a divine presence. Virginia, facing her husband's illness, learns that challenges are opportunities to affirm trust in the law. These stories teach that trials are not punishments, but invitations to deepen your alignment. Irving, a station manager, and Maud, a seamstress, embody inner sovereignty, realizing that true power flows from within, not from external titles. Clyde, the saxophonist, and Ida, an apartment manager, discover effortless power by releasing struggle and allowing the law to flow through them. Oscar, a repairman, and Blanche, a traveler, tap into the leap of knowing, a certainty that collapses the gap between desire and manifestation. Ethel, a piano teacher, realizes that all answers lie within her inner kingdom, while Lester, a shoe shiner, transforms his corner into a haven of joy through gratitude. Mavis, a nurse, and Gilbert, a handyman, embody light itself, their presence healing and harmonizing without effort. Phyllis, an inventor, and George, a radio announcer, trust the divine timeline, understanding that the law unfolds with perfect timing. Finally, Mary, a singer, and Earl, a journalist, become the law made flesh, their aligned thoughts, words, and actions creating reality effortlessly. Dorothy and Walt, once seekers, now radiate mastery, guiding others through presence, not preaching. Chapter 21. The Test of Truth. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, Sherman swung his pickaxe, the rhythm of his work echoing through narrow passages. One day, the ground trembled, and darkness engulfed him as rocks sealed his exit, leaving only a flickering lamp and a small pocket of air. In those solitary hours, with his breath as his only companion, Sherman faced a truth few encounter. The present moment was all he had. As he surrendered to what was, fear dissolved, and a profound presence emerged, a living force that had always been there. The book teaches that the divine law reveals its greatest power in trials, not ease. Challenges are not punishments, but sacred calibrations, inviting you to deepen your trust. Virginia, watching her husband battle illness, learned this truth in her own crucible. Each uncertain morning, each heavy night, she chose trust, not blind faith, but a knowing that the law operates with perfect wisdom, even when unseen. Her doubts became opportunities to reaffirm the law's constancy. The book offers a practice. Recall a challenge, sit with its weight, and ask, what belief is this situation asking me to confirm? Right? I know that. Anchoring your trust in the law's unyielding presence, as Sherman and Virginia did, turning trials into testimonies of faith. Chapter 22. The Inner Sovereign. In the bustling heart of a city's central station, Irving managed trains and staff with precision. Yet a whisper urged him to resign, to release external authority. The world expected obscurity, but as he let go of titles, a deeper power emerged. Speaking his truth freely, mentoring authentically, Irving's wisdom became sought after. The book reveals that true sovereignty flows from within, not from worldly roles. The divine law responds to your inner stance, not your position. Maud, a seamstress, spent years seeking permission to create her own designs. One day, holding a piece of silk, she realized the only approval she needed was her own. Launching her collection without waiting for validation, she found industry gatekeepers seeking her vision. The book suggests a practice. Write, I claim my inner throne, and list 5 ways to embody this sovereignty today, gestures of your inherent authority. This declaration, like Irving's resignation and Maud's bold creation, anchors you in the law's power, rearranging the world to match your inner truth. Chapter 23. The Path of Effortless Power. In a dimly lit jazz club, Clyde's saxophone once sang with grace, but now his notes strained under relentless effort. Exhausted, he closed his eyes one night and let the music flow through him. The melody poured forth with ease, rekindling his early joy. The book teaches that the law works through alignment, not struggle. Releasing control taps a power greater than human effort. Ida, an apartment manager, gripped every detail with anxiety. Late payments, maintenance issues, fearing collapse without her vigilance. In exhaustion, she surrendered, blessing tenants instead of cursing delays. Rent payments stabilized, quality tenants appeared, issues resolved with ease. The book offers a practice. Choose an area where you're pushing too hard. Right? I trust the law is working here, and feel the relief of letting go. Clyde's effortless melodies and Ida's harmonious building show that power flows when you allow the law to work through you. Chapter 24. The Leap of Knowing. In his repair shop, Oscar fixed typewriters with precision, but his mind dwelled on a certainty. A master craftsman position at the Writers Guild was his, though no confirmation had arrived. This wasn't wishful thinking, but a bone-deep knowing. The book teaches that moving from hope to knowing aligns you with the spiritual plane where manifestation is complete. When the letter arrived, it felt like confirmation of what Oscar already accepted. Blanche left Boston for California with no plan, only an unshakable knowing that her destiny awaited. Chance meetings led to housing, a wrong turn to employment, a delayed train to a business partner. The book suggests a practice. Speak, I no longer hope. I know. Visualizing yourself already having your desire. For 5 minutes daily, let this certainty sink into your bones, collapsing the distance between desire and reality, as Oscar and Blanche did. Chapter 25, The Kingdom Within. Ethel, a piano teacher, sought enlightenment in distant temples, collecting teachings like gems. Returning to her cottage, she sat at her piano, and moonlight revealed a truth. Every answer lay within her heart. The book teaches that the outer world mirrors your inner kingdom. The law works through your being, not external conditions. Lester, a shoe shiner, cultivated gratitude with each polished shoe, whispering thanks for the chance to serve. His corner became a place of joy, customers drawn to his peace. The book suggests a practice. Place your hand on your heart, breathe deeply, and repeat for 10 minutes. The kingdom is within me. This recognition, embodied by Ethel's quiet realization and Lester's radiant gratitude, aligns you with the law's infinite potential. Chapter 26, The Embodied Light. In a city hospital, Mavis hid her healing gift, silently blessing patients until she openly blessed an elderly man, easing his breathing and calming his family. Her presence became medicine. The book teaches that when you allow the law to flow without resistance, your light shines naturally, transforming others through proximity. Gilbert, a handyman, worked quietly, yet his calm presence settled disputes and harmonized neighborhoods. The book suggests a practice. Before entering any space, pause and say, "My light transforms this room." Carry this awareness without forcing change, as Mavis's healing touch and Gilbert's serene repairs did, letting your aligned presence shift energy effortlessly. Chapter 27, The Divine Timeline. In her attic workshop, Phyllis refined a clothing device for adaptive wear, undeterred by a world unready for her vision. For 7 years, her invention gathered dust, but she held her knowing steady. When it reached the market, it revolutionized accessibility, the delay serving a greater purpose. The book teaches that the law unfolds with divine timing, requiring active trust, not forced action. George, a radio announcer, faced rejections for his uplifting programming until a new network sought his exact vision. The book suggests a practice. Each morning, say, "It is already mine. I trust the perfect timing." This anchors you in the truth that your desire exists in the unseen, awaiting its perfect moment, as Phyllis and George trusted. Chapter 28, The Law Made Flesh. In a southern church, Mary sang, "I walk in abundance, and blessings flowed. Peace surrounds me," and tranquility permeated her life. Her aligned songs became reality. The book teaches that true mastery integrates the law into every thought, word, and action, making you its living expression. Earl, a journalist, wrote columns envisioning a harmonious community, and those scenarios materialized. The book suggests choosing a divine quality, faith, peace, abundance, and asking daily, "How can I live this in speech, action, thought?" Let it infuse every moment, as Mary's songs and Earl's words did, becoming a channel for the law's transformative power. Chapter 29, The Master Within. Dorothy stood before her mirror, no longer questioning, but radiating certainty. At her community center, her wisdom flowed naturally, guiding others. The book teaches that mastery is not achieved, but remembered. You become one with the law. Walt, once skeptical, held space for a young seeker, his confidence stirring their awakening. The book suggests visualizing your younger self, speaking, "You are ready. You've always been ready," healing doubts and recognizing every step as orchestrated for this mastery. Chapter 30, The Light You Give the World. Harold, who once dreamed of a golden path, now writes words that touch seekers where he once stood. Clara, who found an ancient scroll, opens her home to share wisdom, holding space for others to remember. The book teaches that embodying the law makes sharing as natural as breathing. Your light overflows, guiding without preaching. The book suggests asking, "Who is ready for the light I carry?" Share from presence, not memory, letting your life be the teaching. Harold and Clara didn't seek to teach. They became such clear channels that others gathered around their flame. The book concludes with a call. Your journey equips you to awaken others, not as a superior, but as a shared rememberer, extending the law's reach through your radiant being. As we close the divine embodiment, you stand as the law made flesh. Sherman's trust, Maud's sovereignty, Mavis's healing light, and Harold's guiding words reveal that embodiment is not about doing but being. The law flows through your presence, your certainty, your alignment with the eternal now. Through rituals, claiming your throne, trusting divine timing, living a divine quality, you become a vessel for creation, transforming reality with every breath. Carry this question forward, listener. How can I embody the law today? Let your life be the teaching, your presence the invitation, as you walk as one who knows, radiating the divine law that has always been your birthright. Conclusion. As we close this journey through the divine law, you stand at a sacred threshold. The book's stories of Ella Laner's whispers, Harold's golden path, and Dorothy's quiet certainty mirror your own awakening. The divine law is not a distant force but the pulse of creation within you. It responds to your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with unwavering precision, reflecting your inner state in the outer world. Mastery is not achieved, it is remembered. You are not a student of the law, but its embodiment, a co-creator with the universe. The book leaves you with a call to action. Live the law. Let every thought be electric, every emotion magnetic, every moment a conscious creation. Share your light not through words, but through presence, trusting the divine timeline to unfold your desires. The universe has been waiting for you to remember who you are, a sovereign being, a vessel of divine truth. As you step forward, know that your journey is just beginning. The law now flows through you, and your life is the teaching, your presence the invitation for others to awaken. Walk forward, listener, as one who knows.